Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest in that wonderful little town of Belfair, Washington, or Hickville, USA as I love to call it. So welcome to my channel everybody. So this is my November 2025's Paper Pumpkin Alternative video number 5, take 2, because I did record the entire video number 5. However, it recorded it cockeyed. It recorded it in that weird angle, and I did try to save it. I did try to edit it. I couldn't do it. Well, I did edit it, but when it won't, for some reason, when I go to upload it to YouTube, it won't allow me to upload that edited version. And, you know, I am not tech savvy, y'all. I just am not. And it's like, nope, we will either put a big scratch through that project or I just repeat the project. So we're going to repeat the project today. So as this is video number 5, this is going to be the last time I'm going to walk through everything that comes in the kit. So let's get started, shall we? I hope you all are having a great start to the holidays. I'm telling you right now, today, we are going to take my Aunt Carol Black Friday shopping. Yes. Not like we have a whole lot of money to go Black Friday shopping, as I don't get paid until the first of the month, and she doesn't either. I'm going to forward her a little bit of money. But my daughter got paid. I got my little tiny paycheck from helping my Aunt Carol out. And this is something that she was talking quite a bit about, how she misses doing this because they used to do this. Her and my mom would do this. She did this with her sisters back east in Michigan. And you know what? So my daughter and I were talking about it, and we're not going to go at 2 o'clock in the morning. No, that is not in our wheelhouse. Though I could at 3 o'clock when I get up. My Aunt Carol is not a morning person either. Neither is my daughter. So we're going to go out though. We're going to go out Black Friday shopping today. So before that, I'm going to get this video done. So, and it's very cold. So the heater is going to do the whir sound in the background. Sorry. So I don't normally do Black Friday shopping, but I'm going simply to go out and have a few hours out there with my Aunt Carol and hopefully, you know, just have a good time actually with my Aunt Carol and my beautiful daughter. So there's a piece of my hair. So let's get started. This kit is called Wrapped in Cheer, and the tags are wonderful. Boxes, okay, the boxes are great. If you have a need for them, they fit a gift tag in them. I know I've said that several times now. So 8 boxes, 8 sets of tags with great pieces that you can cut apart and use. Love them. So this QR code here would lead you to a video that would show you how to put this kit together as it is designed, a visual of everything that comes in the kit. Down here it lists those coordinating colors. Now they are basic beige, cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, and old olive, and it says contains supplies for 8 tags in 8 envelopes. Feel free to add other colors, do other things with them because they do mix well. Okay, so this one down here would lead you to, this set of 6 dies called the Abundant Joy dies. They will coordinate with October, November, and December's Paper Pumpkin. Feel free to mix the match and do everything you want with those dies. I do. The stamp sets, we have this wreath, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, with love to and from, a gift for you from our house to yours, and sending a little cheer. This is going to be a quick one, guys, after we go through everything that comes in the kit. So let's take a look at the box of goodies for the last time, hopefully. So we have linen thread, mini glue dots, mini dimensionals, this little bling element, which is not as nice as some of the other ones. See, look at this, was like 2015's. These have a nice polish. These are more matte. These look really plasticky. I know these are made of plastic too, but these are just nicer looking ones. Mossy Meadow Spot. We have our boxes. Now I'm going to need another one of these for today. So you have 8 of these boxes. They're about a 1/2 inch thick, so they are shallow. These are some of our ephemera elements. So we have this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now these 3 are basic beige on the other side, so you can reverse them, but this one is a lighter green. See the two different colors, a lighter shade of green on the opposite color. We have our tags. So we have the scallop tag, and then we have the straight at the top in this flagged edge and these little sentiment strips here. And guys, that's it, really. But we have actually twine and bling in one kit. That's amazing, isn't it? So what are we doing for number 5? So let me show you, because I have a sample now that I messed up. We are making this beautiful little tag. Look at that. Right? Isn't that adorable? Oops, that's my extra piece. Looks like that. That little piece didn't go there. So this is what we're going to do with one of these boxes. So I chose to use this piece here for my tag because I want this to be the topper for the tag. This I did use, and I'm going to end up using it again. I'm going to get my trusty old guillotine out here that I love so much. Thank you, Carol. So first things first is I'm going to fold this over and cut that off. I can use that, I'm sure, possibly anyways. It's a good for a sentiment on a card. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut that next flap off. And this is what I'm keeping. Now, I will tell you that these two do not match, but it's going to be good. It's all good. It's a tag, you know. And I'm going to cut one of the two ends off as well, and I'm going to keep that. So now we have our tag. Oops, putting that in the wrong spot. I'm looking for the stamp and pierce mat. I did have a piece of scratch paper that had actual, we'll just get a new one, where I had the wreath stamped off onto, but we're just going to do it again. And I've lost the mossy meadow, but we'll grab it again. I found it here because we're just going to do a little bit of stamping there, a little bit of stamping. Now if I can locate the wreath, because I had this all cleaned up. So I want to stamp up at the top because that's where my hole is going to be. And then I don't want them kind of symmetrical. I want it kind of off. Done. So here. I want it to look like a piece of DSP. I'm going to put a little bit down here in that corner. So there you have it. That's a little gap there. Where is my, this is my to and from. And I'm going to go ahead and use the to and from the kit, which I didn't think I was going to use it again until I made this, but here we go. Unless I took it off and put it away. Why couldn't I have just stuck it on a little tiny block? Nope, it's on a block. It's just not. Oh, there it is. Of course, it's not on a wee little block. I stick that thing on a great big block, right? Of course I do. So to and from. And then I'm going to use that wreath again, and not in the cherry cobbler. Let's try not to do that again. I've already done that a couple of times. Let's just try not to. There. And we'll do one up here. So all of our stamping now is done. We're going to close up all the ink pads. I might just have to keep this Carhartt. This is my daughter's. This is like years old sweat jacket. I might just have to keep this out here because it is very thick and very warm. And she finally said I could have it. When she brought it home, I was like, oh, You know, it's kind of purpley. I thought it was for me. And she said, Mom, that's mine. But now it's mine. Now she says I can have it. She has others now. So let's get, this is that same, these are the Abundant Joy dies, right? These are the tags, and I did one in Silver Glimmer paper. And I'm going to put this on my tag. Let's move that out of the way. I'm just going to put it askew like that. And then, oh, last time I had this, I had tear tape already put on this, and this time I forgot. So let's add a little bit of tear tape here. I know all the noise of me grabbing the bone folder. Give it a little rub down here and there. Maybe it'll come off this time. I know it's cold. My fingers are so cold. And I did set my heater out here. I turned it on, but I turned it to like 62 degrees. Apparently that's not hot enough, but I don't want to leave it. I just worry, you know, heat paper. I don't want to, I can't. I'm not one to leave a heater on. So we're going to set this down. And then these, the lovely Tammy sent me these. I love these. All right. So, oh, I used glue dots. And then on one of, this one, no. But this one of these leaves, let's say this one is going to get a mini dimensional. Just one of them. One of those. So I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving. I'm like, where's the other one? Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. There it is. I have to tell you so funny, Mr. Hank. So I told my daughter, I said, okay, honey, it's time for you to fix my gray hairs. And she's like, okay, Mom. Because we had already purchased like the stuff from Sally's for her to do my hair, but they didn't have my exact color, so we had to go, it's a little darker, I guess you could say, the blonde. Because blonde does cover up gray hair. We can go longer without dyeing my hair than my dark natural brown hair. But what was so funny is the night before we do this, we're watching TV, and Mr. Hank sees a woman, a granny, on television, and he says, is that what, you know, you would look like with gray hair? And I said, yes, if I didn't, you know, dye my hair, I would be, you know, not that gray, as I still have some dark hair in there. And he's like, okay, Manji, you're not allowed to dye your hair anymore. And I'm like, oh, Hank, that is not how this works. You know, and I think I've mentioned to this before. Well, when we dyed my hair, he was like, no, no, absolutely not. I'm like, oh, yes, yes, absolutely, yes. This is, no, no. He does not want me dyeing my hair. He's like, you're a grandma. You know, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, what is up with that? I guess he feels like grandmas can't have to be gray-haired. You know, I was laughing. That kid cracks me up. So after we did this now, I've gone to my Aunt Carol's and everything, and come home, and my Aunt Carol was teasing him at Thanksgiving, saying, "Hank, I dyed my hair too," and he's like, "Oh no, you need to be gray." And I'm thinking, Hank, child, you don't even let your hair grow. You cut it all off. You got no say in the matter, you know? Crazy kid. So we have Joy. I'm just trying to see which way we're going to do this. Oh, look at that. I have that one going this way. But the Joy is upside down then. Okay, I don't like that. So we're going to do this differently. The Joy is going to go... If it's this way on a present, it doesn't need to be that way. Okay, that'll work. And then I have my jute twine to go with all my jute twine that's going to be on all the presents this year for Christmas. Anyways, he's funny. He is very, 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 very funny. And I did something quite funny this morning that had him laughing. So I was in his room, and body odor, right? And I said, "Oh, Hank, you need to use deodorant." He says, "No, this is my room. I don't have to use deodorant. There's no school today." And I said, "Oh boy," I said, "you need deodorant on." And he says, "My room. I don't need deodorant on." I said, "Hank," I said, "you need deodorant on." I said, "Either you do it or I do it." And he's like, "Yeah, right." I said, "Okay." So I did. I went and got his deodorant, and he was playing with my hubby in their new fave game they were playing, because it was early in the morning when they can do their little game online, and he had his arms out like this, and sure enough, as soon as he reached his arms a little bit further, I was sneaking in there in my socks, and I took the deodorant and I started doing this, and he is ticklish as all could be. He was wiggling, and he's like, "You're killing me, you're killing me." This guy was dying. I'm like, "I told you I'd do it." He's like, "Give me that." My husband's like, I could hear my, "What are you doing to him?" I said, "Well, he wouldn't put his deodorant on, so I did it for him." I had him rolling. I had Hank laughing hysterically. He was like, "Give it to me. Leave me alone." I was like, "Nope, you stink. I will do it for you if you cannot manage it for you." Anyways, I have a good time. Yes, I'm sure that when he is older, he's like, "Can you believe what my grandmother did to me?" Oh, yes. She warned you. Because he was pretty ripe in there. He was pretty ripe this morning. But now he smells fresh. Actually, he smells like a pine tree. I don't know why, but that's the scent. Old Spice wrapped or something. To me, it smells like a pine tree. But he likes the wood, so that's no surprise. So there you go. Project number 5. Take 2. So I really hope you guys had a great holiday, and it is the start of the Christmas season, right? I am so excited. And thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you all again soon here in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everyone.